Welcome to Wham Baam Gamercam. This week we have a special announcement about the future of the channel, so keep watching to the end to find out how you can compete to win exclusive swag. Joed was driving to a mall in his Volkswagen Tiguan. Suddenly, a car from an oncoming lane merged into his path. He swerved to the right to avoid the head-on collision, but at the same time there was a person running across the road. He quickly merged left to avoid hitting the pedestrian before he finally came to a complete stop. Good job, Joed. Tobias was racing in the Formula 4 race. He overtook a slower racer. After the overtake, he caught up to another racer in a curve. But Tobias was late with his brakes, which caused him to crash into the rear tires of the racers ahead, and that threw him into the air. After that, he got hit by other racers who didn't have time to slow down or avoid him. Sharky Goalie was in a police chase with his K9 Charger. His friend in the police Ford Explorer hit a car, spun out, crashed into a semi-truck, and exploded. The dashcam footage was forwarded to the state attorneys and a report was made. Unfortunately, his friend passed away. TJ was racing in Wreckfest when, all of a sudden, his opponent pit maneuvered him. TJ spun out into the guardrails, but he still managed to win the race. What an epic finish! Josh was swerving through traffic in his supercar. As he wanted to fit through a space between two cars, he hit one of them and flew off the road before he crashed into the rocks. Noah was stuck in a traffic jam that was in a tunnel. Suddenly, one car crashed into the others at high speed. Luckily, the driver managed to swerve into the middle lane, so the car sideswiped most of the vehicles. Connor took a corner with his semi-truck too fast and hit an oncoming Mustang before he crashed into the semi-truck. I hope Connor will slow down when he sees a curve ahead. Norman was speeding down the last Venturas freeway when another driver merged into his lane without checking his side mirror. That caused Norman to rear-end the vehicle. They got out and, of course, had a normal conversation about it. Alex was speeding down the freeway in his tuned Miata. That was until he approached a curve, slammed on the brakes, and rear-ended an SUV. That caused Alex and the SUV to spin out, and they both hit guardrails. Swedish Dot was driving on Olivieska Road when suddenly cars in front of him slowed down. Swedish Dot hit the brakes, but it was already too late and he rear-ended the cars at high speed. Devil was driving in Belasco City in his sports car. As he came over a narrow road, he spotted some debris in his path. He crashed into it, lost control, and hit a tree before he came to a complete stop. MG was driving his Mazda when he heard a loud bang. He checked his rearview mirror and saw a massive wreck. A truck driving the wrong way crashed head-on with an off-road SUV, which caused massive damage. Garlic Bread pulled over his car because he needed to text. A little later, a drunk driver lost control, hit a car, and then hit our submitter's car. One more vehicle got involved that didn't apply brakes soon enough. Boston was driving a semi-truck at night on Highway 99. He was pretty tired, but he had to deliver the cargo on time. Suddenly, he started falling asleep before he drifted off the road and crashed into the concrete barrier. Texas Fox 150 was driving a bus in Euro Truck Simulator 2 multiplayer. Suddenly, in one curve, another player started undertaking him before the player crashed into our submitter. The player drove off, and the repair bill for damages caused to the submitter's bus came up to 16,000 euros. Ambush was leaving a hospital in his ambulance vehicle. As he was about to leave, he witnessed a commercial van failing to yield to an Aston Martin, causing a T-bone crash. I guess the van's insurance company will go bankrupt after this. Costin Roop was playing GTA 5 when he experienced something really epic. He was driving at high speed when he wanted to turn left at an intersection. He wanted to make a drift, but he lost control and... yep, he missed everything. What a lucky moment right here. A120 was really overconfident while turning left. He thought his Tesla would be fast enough to turn left before an oncoming car approached. Unfortunately, his calculations were incorrect and he got T-boned by an approaching car. AJ had parked his 1999 Chevy Impala next to Belasco Racing Center when a garbage truck swerved into all parked vehicles. AJ heard a loud bang, but he shrugged it off. Later when he got out, he found out what happened to his car. Tanuji was speeding through Shutoko Highway. As he went through a blind curve, he saw a car accident scene ahead. He slammed on the brakes, but he was going too fast to stop in time. Luckily, nobody got injured. Dimax was speeding on the highway in his police car as he was responding to a call. Suddenly, one car merged into his lane so quickly that he couldn't react fast enough to avoid the accident. He hit the car before he spun out and stopped. Fancy Frost made an epic clip we had to share with you. Look at this beautiful shot of a helicopter chasing a powerful muscle car in Johnson Valley. What do you think of it? Kevin just left a gas station with his semi-truck. His favorite song started playing on the radio, which made him go faster than usual. As he was approaching a curve, he didn't bother much with slowing down and he hit the guardrails, causing his truck to roll over. Dexter was following a police chase happening on the highway. When the police officer proceeded with the pit maneuver, the driver lost control and hit guardrails before hitting a jump. After the vehicle landed, it rolled over. The drivers got out and started shooting at the cops. A traffic stop was initiated with a modified Ibishu Pessima and 2 additional officers arrived on the scene. On the other side of the highway, there was a tow truck ready to tow the modified vehicle. Suddenly, a vehicle jumped onto the ramp of the tow truck, ultimately sending it into the air, rolling over. The police have arrested the driver for public endangerment and charged the man $25,000 for the damages. Eric was transporting 2 semi-trucks when he experienced these crazy drivers on the road. One was dangerously overtaking. Luckily, they missed each other, but seconds later, he crashed head-on with another truck that was overtaking dangerously. Dylan's car recorded this footage of extreme weather. He was getting food when tornado sirens went off. Multiple vehicles got damaged, and unfortunately, Dylan's car got the worst damage out of all. Christopher was driving in a blue pickup truck when he saw this supercar rolling through the street. The car flew past him, missing him by inches. He called the police. They found out the driver was drunk, and he was sent to a hospital. Avionic was driving on the highway when a vehicle lost control at high speed. It spun out and crashed into the concrete barriers. Avionic slammed on the brakes, but he hit the car anyway. Hayden was driving his Toyota Supra in Los Santos. As he floored his gas pedal, his tires started losing traction. That was until he completely lost control, hit a wall, and rolled over. We're excited to announce the beginning of the Wham Baam Gamercam Battle Royale. This epic tournament will put fan videos in head-to-head contests where you get to vote to determine who comes out on top. The tournament champion will win an exclusive hoodie you can't get anywhere else. Our first category is Craziest Damage, so go to the link in the description to send in your entries right away. Good luck!